Okay, if you've got a toddler in your life, or even just been near one, you have definitely heard this sound. It seems like the most basic random noise you can imagine, but what if I told you it's not simple at all? Yup, that. That right there is an actual excerpt from a children's song that racks up millions of views. It sounds like pure, unfiltered gibberish. But is it? That is the big question we're diving into today. Is there a hidden method to this musical madness? Are we looking at just random chaos, or is this actually a carefully crafted piece of genius? To solve this puzzle, you gotta look at the evidence. So we're going straight to the source material, the actual lyrics of Dudi Dudi Dum Dum, to see what kind of secrets we can uncover. And let's be honest, that first look is pretty convincing. It really does look like a random jumble of sounds. You've got dop, duty, dum dum, all kind of scattered between simple words like balloon and run. It feels like it was written by a baby. And you know what? That right there, that's our first clue. So let's start with the most fundamental part of the song, the specific sounds it uses over and over and over again. This is where we get into the science of it all. Looking at the lyrics, a pattern emerges almost right away. 3 sounds just pop up constantly: the hard D, the B, and that humming M sound. And that is absolutely not an accident. These are what linguists call early developing sounds. To get just a little technical for a second, these sounds fall into 2 main groups: plosives and nasals. It's all about how you use your breath and your lips to make them. And it just so happens they are some of the easiest sounds for a tiny human mouth to produce. And this is where it all connects. That D sound? Well, it's an alveolar plosive, one of the very first consonant sounds a baby masters. The B sound literally just mimics the motion of opening and closing your lips. And mem, the bilabial nasal, is so easy to make that it's the foundation for the word mama in dozens and dozens of languages. So here is the first big reveal. This song isn't just random babble. It's speaking the literal language of a 1-year-old. It's built from the exact phonetic tools they're already working with, which is precisely why it feels so familiar and so engaging to them. Okay, so the individual sounds themselves, perfectly chosen. But what about how they're all arranged? Well, that brings us to our next clue, the powerful, comforting psychology of repetition. For a toddler, the world is a big, confusing, and totally unpredictable place. Repetition is the exact opposite of that. It creates a pattern they can actually recognize and predict. This predictability feels safe, and it makes the song incredibly easy for their little developing brains to process and learn. You see, the song doesn't just repeat. It repeats in these clear rhythmic blocks. Take the section right here. Do, 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 do. It's a simple, predictable, and for a young brain, a deeply satisfying loop of sound. But to keep things interesting, the song then introduces these slight variations. It shifts from do-do-do to dum-dum-dum. It's just different enough to hold their attention while that core rhythm stays familiar and safe. And we see the exact same formula again with die-die-die-die-dum-dum. It's another simple, babble-like sound, repeated in a learnable rhythmic block. This right here is the foundation of the whole song structure. So we have the right sounds and we have the right structure. But the song has one more trick up its sleeve. It actually acts as a bridge, guiding the child from abstract babble to concrete, meaningful words. Sprinkled throughout all of the duties and dams are these little gems, simple, one-syllable, high-energy action verbs. Now, these aren't abstract ideas. They are things a child can physically do right now. And look at how cleverly these are woven in. The bouncy rhythm of Dudi Dudi, it actually sounds like dancing. The sharp, percussive dum-dum, it feels like jumping. The sounds are directly echoing the actions, which makes the connection between a word and its meaning completely intuitive for a child. And that's the magic. These keywords are anchors. They ground all the nonsensical sounds in physical reality. They turn the song from something you just listened to into an active game you can play, a game that is secretly a language lesson. So let's bring it all home. What started out looking like random noise is now looking like a very deliberate and very powerful formula. And here it is, the song's secret recipe. First, you start with those familiar sounds that a baby can already make. Second, you arrange them in simple, predictable patterns that feel really safe. And third, you anchor all of those patterns to simple, fun actions that they can perform. And get this, the entire interactive experience of the song, all the jumping, all the clapping, all the dancing, it's powered by just 7 unique action words. 7. That's an absolutely incredible level of efficiency. So, the final verdict is in. Dudi Dudi Dum Dum isn't an accident. It's a finely tuned instrument. It's basically a piece of linguistic engineering designed from the ground up to capture attention, to ease anxiety, and to encourage participation from a developing mind. And that leaves us with one last, really fascinating question. If there is this much design and thought hiding inside a simple toddler song, what other simple content that's all around us is quietly shaping how the next generation thinks, learns, and grows?